The Korean entertainment world was once again rocked by a confession that came not from the star's mouth, but from the person who has been keeping the most distance from the camera, Cha Eun-woo's mother. For many years, the personal life of the actor and idol, who is known for his perfect face, has always been the subject of public speculation. But this time, the narrative circulating is not just a rumor born from blurry photos or netizens' whispers. A statement that was said to come directly from the mother made the public gasp because the sentence was simple but full of meaning. There was a woman who was very suspicious, according to her maternal instinct. This recognition immediately sparked curiosity. Who was the woman in question? Why would a mother, who is known to be calm and protective, choose to express her feelings? And most importantly, is this really a fact or just an exaggerated cut of the story? This is where the fine line between rumors and clarification begins to become clear. In Cha Eun-woo's closest circle, the mother is known as a figure who never interfered excessively with her son's career affairs. He rarely appeared in the media, almost never responded to gossip, and chose to live away from the hustle and bustle of the entertainment industry. Precisely for this reason, when his name is mentioned making comments about a certain woman, the public feels that there is a weight of honesty that cannot be ignored. Not a sensation, but the instinct of a mother who has long observed small changes in her child. According to stories widely circulated among insiders, the mother never mentioned the woman's name, background, or status. He only offends attitudes and situations. The word suspicious used does not mean a loud accusation, but a feeling of discomfort that is difficult to explain. A premonition that arises when looking at how the person approaches Cha Eun-woo, how intense his presence is, and how the atmosphere changes every time the topic comes up in the house. The reaction was divided. Some fans were relieved that there were finally facts that straightened out the wild issue. They viewed the mother's statement as a form of protection, not an attack. But others are worried, fearing that this phrase will trigger identity hunting, excessive speculation, and new pressure for Cha Eun-woo. Big names always come with consequences, and personal life is often the first victim. Interestingly, Cha Eun-woo himself is said to have remained silent. His attitude was consistent from the very beginning of his career, not to respond to gossip, not to confirm relationships, and not to argue emotionally. His silence this time was interpreted differently. Some see it as a form of maturity. Others read that he is trying to protect those around him, including the mother. In Korean culture, the voice of parents has a very respected place, and choosing not to argue can be a form of respect. At the heart of a short discussion that can be understood in 2 minutes, the main message is actually simple. This is not a sensational revelation about who is dating whom. This is a story about boundaries, about parental instincts, and about how a public figure remains a child for his mother. Suspicious woman is not a permanent label, but rather a picture of the concerns of a mother who sees potential risks in the midst of a harsh and self-interested world. Many entertainment industry observers judge that this statement also reflects the pressure experienced by top celebrities. Everyone who approaches will always be suspected of having ulterior motives, whether popularity, profit, or access. In this context, the mother is not judging someone's person, but the situation surrounding her son, an important distinction that is often lost when stories spread from one account to another. Interestingly, this issue also brought up new sympathy towards Cha Eun-woo. Behind an impeccable image and a glorious career, he remains a human being who must balance love, family, and public expectations. When her mother talks about worries, many fans actually see a fragile side that is rarely highlighted. Not about scandals, but rather about trying to maintain sanity in the spotlight. Until now, there has been no further clarification, no addition of details, and no official confirmation from the agency other than an appeal to the public to not speculate excessively. This attitude affirms that what is expressed is not an accusation, but a feeling. The fact in question is not identity, but the existence of the concern itself. In the end, this story reminds that not everything about celebrities is worth breaking down at the root. There is a personal space that should be respected. If there is a lesson to be learned, it may be this: behind the glitter of the entertainment world, a mother's voice remains the most honest alarm. And when she speaks, not to create rumors, but rather to remind that love and protection always come first, then sensations. That is why the title, Not a Rumor, feels relevant, because what is revealed is not cheap gossip, but a piece of emotional reality that is rarely seen, a picture of a worry, about instinct, and about how Cha Eun-woo, as famous as he is, remains in the loving circle of a mother who wants to make sure her son is okay. The continuation of this story is all the more interesting when the public begins to realize that the core of the problem is not in the figure of the woman herself, but in how a small statement from a mother can shake the perception of many people. In Asian culture, especially South Korea, a mother's voice is not just an opinion. It is often seen as a reflection of long years of observation, prayer, and concern. So when the word suspicious comes out, many interpret it as a signal, not an accusation. A number of people close to Cha Eun-woo hinted that the mother was the type of person who rarely spoke for no reason. She is not easily influenced by media gossip, especially online issues that change quickly. Precisely because her calm during this time, the phrase feels like it has emotional weight, not because it's dramatic, but because it's rare. And that's where the public starts to wonder, what does a mother actually see that might escape the eyes of fans? There is a suspicion that the concern arose from a small change that happened to Cha Eun-woo, not big changes that strike the eye, but rather simple things that only the next of kin can realize. An increasingly busy schedule, unspoken fatigue, to the way he is silent longer when certain topics are discussed. For a mother, these kinds of details are often louder spoken than verbal recognition. However, it is important to emphasize that up to this point, there was not a single fact that led to scandal or misconduct. There were no accusations of bad behavior, no open conflicts, and no names were dragged to the surface. There is only a feeling of apprehension, a feeling that in the world of celebrities is often ignored until it ends up becoming a big problem. Perhaps that is why many see this statement as a form of prevention, not a judgment. The reaction of fans evolved into a more reflective direction. After the initial wave of excitement, voices appeared that called for restraint. They reminded Cha Eun-woo that he is entitled to his private life, and that anyone who approaches him does not deserve immediate suspicion. On the other hand, there are those who fully understand the position of the mother, considering vigilance is natural when dealing with a world full of hidden interests. In the core 2 minutes of discussion, the outline becomes clearer and clearer. This is not a story about forbidden love or secret relationships. This is a portrait of a mother and daughter relationship in the midst of extreme spotlight, a dynamic that is rarely talked about, yet very real. Cha Eun-woo, with all his fame and achievements, remains a child who returns home carrying the burden of work, expectations, and public pressure. Cha Eun-woo's silence to this day actually adds a layer of meaning. He doesn't argue, doesn't agree, and doesn't direct opinions. Many considered that her silence was a form of responsibility, not to clutter the atmosphere, not to hurt anyone, and not to exploit the mother's statements for the sake of sensational clarifications. In an industry that often encourages celebrities to talk right now, the choice to remain silent is not an easy one. The agency is also taking precautions. No long statements, just an affirmation for the public to respect the privacy of the artist's family. This step seems to confirm that what is circulating should not develop into a wild hunt or assumptions. The facts revealed are enough. There is a mother's worry. The rest is personal space. Interestingly, this story actually made many people see Cha Eun-woo from a more human point of view, not just as a handsome face or talented actor, but as someone who is at the crossroads between professional obligations and emotional needs. He must maintain